today we're making a cake for my dog. So this is for the 4th of July, which is today. And so my parents are in the bathroom working on their bathroom. So yeah. Actually, that looks kind of terrible. Okay. Alright, so what I have here are 3 eggs, so I have 3 more, so that's 6 eggs. And I have 1 cup, measuring cup, and a half of a cup. So what we're making is a super moist cherry chip cake. So this is for my dog, and her birthday's on the 4th of July, so she's turning 9 today. And so what you're gonna need if you are baking a cake for your dog, which my family does. So what you need to do is go to the store and find a cake that does not have any chocolate whatsoever, just like vanilla, cherry, stuff like that. You can find it on Google. And then for the frosting, no chocolate either. I have this rich and creamy cherry frosting. You will also need cake pans too, as well. And also you will need some Pam for the trays so that they do not stick to it and ruins your whole cake. And we'll also need this. But first, what we have to do is we gotta preheat the oven to 350. So yeah, 350. So I would go to 375, which brings down to 350. And also, one more thing, check to make sure that there is nothing in the oven, first of all. If there is something in the oven, take it out. Alright, now we have nothing in the oven. So now, let's start baking. So we'll put this stuff to the side. Except for the eggs and stuff that we need. Okay. And also, if you are baking the cake, I guess this video will help out whenever, like if you want to do it by yourself. That's what I'm saying. My dog just walked past, so. So the recipe calls for 1 cup of water, a half of a cup of vegetable oil, which we got right here, and 3 eggs, which we got right here. So you're going to need this mixing bowl, and when you're done with the first cake, you put that in the first pan and work on the second one. Or, I don't know who does like both at the same time in the big mixing bowl, I'm not sure, but you can do it your own way. So what you want to do first is before you get started making cake, you must spray the pan, first of all, before it gets, it sticks onto the pan and it won't come off. Well, it does, but, you know. So what you do is spray the pan, not too much, just kind of around. And also do the rims too as well, so they will just stick around that too. Ooh, that smells really good. Okay, so now they are greased, they're sprayed, so you set them to the side, and now you work on your cake. So first, you open your cake mix, that's what it looks like, and you might need something to cut it with. in here. This actually smells pretty good. So now you gotta put you gotta grab a cup of water. Okay, so about the oil, you must be very careful when putting the oil in, because this thing is really slippery and flammable too. So you kind of want to put it over your bowl so nothing spills, and then just do that. Also, you will use this again, so don't put them in the sink yet. Okay, so now let's put the eggs in. Okay, so, oh yeah, don't forget to bring a trash can over so that you have the quickest way to throw your eggs away. So, yeah. Alright, so the eggs are all in here, as you can see. So everything is mixed. So now you want to do is grab your a whisk. You also need a whisk for this stuff. Also, what you also need is a spatula so that you can scrape the sides, so that if there's like powder on the side and stuff like that, you can scrape it into the batter so you don't mess it. Okay. Okay, so now the first cake batter is done. Now, how you're gonna pour it in is just kind of drizzle it all around. That's what you want to do. Okay, if there are still some cake batter in it on the sides, grab your spatula again and get it all. See that there's some powder in it too. Okay, as you see, the oven is now preheated to 350. And so now, if it isn't halfway, you can add a little bit more for this second batter when you're making it. And that's what we're going to do. So now, you will add the next one. Okay, so I mix it again. And oh yeah, okay. So whenever you're baking something or making something for your family, make sure to read the ingredients inside the thing. So it says right here. So it's just telling you what's inside the cake, and make sure to read like food coloring or stuff like that, because you don't know if your family member is like allergic to a food color, like food color dye. So you gotta make sure. So like if your mom is allergic to like yellow and orange, make sure it doesn't have yellow or orange. That's the first thing you want to know when baking. Is that you gotta know what your person is allergic to and what they are not allergic to. So yeah. Now we get to pour it on our other batter, or other pan, sorry. Also, if my voice is too low, I'm sorry. I probably have to translate that the whole way. I have to edit this, so. Yeah, when making cooking tutorials, make sure your kitchen is always clean. So that if in case you want to show off your whole kitchen, or you just want to show off a part of it where you're more focused on to cook. Because nobody likes a dirty kitchen. Not at all, no. Okay. Oh, and also if you want to be really careful with your eggs, make sure you put them in a bowl, separate bowl, so that if there's like any eggshells that go to the egg or with the egg, just take it out, so that it's not with your cake and you have a weird crunch to it. Okay, so now we're done with the 2 cake pans right here, and so now let's see what it says. So we already mixed it, we already preheated it. Now, so there are instructions right here. Right here, it's kind of blurry, but it tells you what size your pan you have, and it tells you the bake time. So if you don't know what size your pan is, go with the first one right here. This one right here, which says to 28 to 33 minutes. And okay, now we get to set these in. So move everything out of the way before you do something, and also make sure that your oven isn't, I see like the racks are too close to each other. So make sure that they're not close to each other, they're kind of separate. So we're going to put these in. Okay, now we get to put these in. Okay, so while these are cooking, you should clean after your area first, so you don't leave it as a big mess, and then you have to clean it after later. Oh yeah, don't forget to set your timer. I almost forgot that. So let's go with 33. Oh, and one more thing. So when your cake is done, make sure to stab in the middle of it with a toothpick or like a butter knife or something like that. So if there is a little bit of batter in it, it's not ready yet. It's not. Just stab in the middle. Nowhere else around it, stuff like that, in the middle. To make sure that it's ready. You don't want a gooey cake. And then when your cake is done baking fully, make sure it's golden brown. It ain't burnt. It's not. wet in the inside, unless your cake is supposed to be wet. I'm not sure. When you take it out, you must put it in the fridge or freezer on a oven mitt so that it doesn't like break your refrigerator or freezer or something like that. And when your cake is fully cold and stuff like that, you can take it out on a plate and you can decorate it. So when you're decorating a cake, you must decorate it by layer, like how other cake decorators do it. Oh, I forgot to turn my light. Whoops. Oh, maybe we could fix some problems with that, but I'll do that sometime later. So, when you're decorating that, you gotta decorate it by the first layer so that the cake that you're gonna put on top of it has a better grip holding on to the other cake. Because if you do not frost the first layer with the frosting on top of it, it kind of will slip off. So it will have a better grip when there's frosting all over it. Oh yeah, when your cake is fully finished, frosting, sprinkles, whatever, stuff like that, whatever you do, do not pre-cut it. Do not pre-cut it. Because that dries out the cake really fast. I done that maybe twice, and it went kind of bad. Well, it dried up first. But, don't do that. Because that's going to be dry. That's going to make your cake really dry, and I don't think nobody really wants to eat it. And, oh yeah, one more thing. So if you have frosting, and there's still more in it, put it back in the refrigerator. Or if this is the frosting that you thought was like white frosting, but it's actually like a different kind of frosting, when you open it, put it back in the fridge. Do not put it on the counter because that's going to go bad too as well. So, I'm just gonna, I guess you guys, well no, I suppose you shouldn't watch the timer, but we'll come back later. Yeah, we'll come back later. Okay, so the cake is done. So now we need to take it out. And would you look at that? Look how gorgeous they look. Ooh. Now that is what I call a cake. Okay, so now there are 3 different ways you can leave them out. One is you can leave them out a little bit so they can actually not be hot, and you can probably put them in the freezer or fridge. Or you can put them straight into the fridge or freezer, doesn't matter. And it is 1:50 on the clock. So, like maybe at 3 o'clock, I'll probably frost them. So, make sure you have enough room to put cake in. Okay, so there is room. So, you want to get is like a towel or a rag, that can do. So, towel, rag, doesn't matter, or an oven mitt, doesn't matter either. You put that in your fridge, to where it can fit, and then you grab your cake pan, one that has a cake, As you can see, I stabbed one with it because I was checking to see if it was ready. And it is ready. So now you put your cake in, set in there gently. And then for this one, or what I like to do is, if you have one of these pans that have a little buckle right here, what you can do is that you can take this off. But first you must have a glove to do it. So in that case, I would need this, hold that, and then voila. Now you can do is unhook it all the way. Oh, wow, look at that. That's gorgeous. And if you need some help picking it up, just grab like a butter knife again and put it underneath the tray and then kind of lift it up. And then do the same thing for this side and then push it on there. But don't push your cake, push the pan. Don't drop it. There we go, it's in my hand. Okay, so now I'm going to take this to the fridge. Oh yeah, we got room right there. Oh, we got pepperoni, let's go. I did not know that. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing, so grab like an oven mitt, stuff like that. Okay, so when your cake is fully done, and it's not hot, it's not warm, but it's cold, then it's ready. Okay, so we're gonna check it back at like 3 o'clock or something like that. That's what it looks like. So hopefully you guys like this. Okay, so so this is how you're gonna frost your cake. First, you gotta prepare your frosting. So here is some cream cheese. What this does is that it's supposed to make your frosting a little bit more smoother, and it's pretty good to use in frosting too. So what you want to do first is open up your frosting, peel that open, and before you use the whole stick of the cream cheese, cut in half, versus 4 ounces on here. You want to cut them in that half so you don't lose the flavoring in the frosting. Also take off the wrapper too. It's gonna smell like mayo or sour cream. That's what it smells like. But then after you mix it with your frosting, it should just taste like frosting. Okay. So use one half of it, so like 4 ounces of it first. And, okay, so you're gonna microwave this like 30 seconds each time, and then you're gonna mix it with an electric mixer, or if you do have one of these. It's an old-fashioned one. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 30 seconds, and you're gonna have to move it each time. So yeah, so it should look like this, kind of like melting a little bit, as you can see. When it gets kind of melted a little bit, where it's kind of like a liquid, but not really, like liquid and solid, kind of like this.
Creamy?
Yeah, creamy. Thank you. Then what you want to do is that you're going to add your frosting towards it, so and get that all off. Okay. Now what you want to do is add your frosting. So like that. There we go. Okay, I think I got it almost out. Okay, now you're gonna blend it together. Kind of want to stir it with it too, so I can get it all in it, and also use a spatula too. So in case if it's not like if some of it's not in it, you can kind of stick your spatula in it and like scrape around the edges and stuff like that, so you can get it all in it. Oops. Yeah, just leave it like that. Okay, now it should be kind of like a soft, so you can taste it too. Honestly, that's pretty good. Also, if you're not sure, you can ask like your parents or mom or dad or somebody that can help you out with this too, in case you're not sure. Okay, so it's good. So now what you're gonna do is gonna set that to the side, move everything so you have room, throw away this, and that if you have 4 ounces left of this, the cream cheese, you can put this in a plastic bag and put it back in the refrigerator whenever you need it again, or if somebody else needs it. Okay, so once your cake is cooled down fully, and it's not warm or anything hot, stuff like that, it has to be cold. So you're going to grab like a rotating table so that you can spin it while you're decorating. It wouldn't be helpful if you're moving it by hand because you'll get your hands covered in frosting. So you're going to grab a, so What you're going to do is grab one of these to spread out the frosting. So what you do is you're going to grab like a big scoop, put it on the cake, and then kind of like even it out on each side. And grab some more. Now you're gonna leave some for the next cake when you're gonna do it too. So don't use it all.
Only put a thin layer between each layer of cake just to make it stick.
Yeah, put a thin layer between each cake so it can stick and have a better grip on it too. You don't want to have a thick layer or else it's gonna slide off.
You're running out of icing.
And you will run out of icing too. And then if there's a little bit more on the top, like if there's a little bit too much, you can put that on the side of it too, so you can do the sides now. Okay, so now that's done. You're gonna grab your second layer back into it. Okay, you're gonna kind of be fast for this one. So you're gonna kind of pick it up from underneath, set it on top at the center, and voila. It's kind of unbalanced, but that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so now you can kind of put a thick layer on top because unless you're putting another layer, so which I'm not.
frame for the spoon.
So yeah, there it is right there. And for decorating, I guess you can put whatever you want, sprinkles, stuff like that. So today's the 4th of July, so I guess we'll find something that can kind of relate to it with the colors. So, if you have any sprinkles, I suggest you use them. Okay, so what you need to use to decorate the cake, if you want to, is that you will need some tools for this too. So what you will need, if you have it, are some piping bags. Or no, icing bags, yeah. So here's a whole roll of them. So tear off one, put the rest back. You open this all the way down, and the rest of the frosting that you have, hopefully that you didn't use it all, is that you're going to put the rest in there. So what you'll need is a spatula. So get all of that. Okay. So now you're going to put in here. Okay. Now that you have the rest, I don't want to get it all down there. So. So the frosting I'm using is pink. So if you have any food dye, you can dye it to red. Okay, so here's the dye. Did the blue explode? Huh. It kind of loose. Oh, the blue's loose. Okay. That's why it's spilled. Okay. When you are working with dye, be careful with it because it will stain. So wear a what's it called again? Something that you can wear so it doesn't dye it like a what's it called that you wear for cooking? These?
What? Apron?
Oh yeah, apron. You use an apron so that your clothes don't get dyed or something like that. Okay, so you don't want to use too much food dye because it's really powerful and it has a really strong color. So I think 3 drops are okay. Now you kind of want to mix it around so where it gets that reddish color. So if it doesn't make it to the bottom, it kind of gets stuck to the side. So you have to like a straight shot. So there we go. I have to move it around where it gets the hole in the die. Okay, I think that should do it. Okay, so now, oh, I forgot those. So for these tubes right here, I didn't want to do it, but before you put frosting in, you want to slide this in when it's empty, so that when you put your frosting in there, and then you cut the tip off and squeeze this thing out, but not all the way out to where it can kind of stick out. So this is what it's kind of look like, and the plastic should wrap around it tightly so it doesn't leak, and then you can do your design and stuff like that. There is a book for it too, for like cake decorating. Okay. Okay. Now you can cut open the bag. Okay, now for my dog's name. So her name is Taffy. That's what her name is. Ooh. Oops. I have no idea what I'm doing at this point, so. Ooh. Oh yeah, make sure you kind of twist your bag so it doesn't fall out on the other side. And doesn't drip all over your countertops and floors. What else? I guess I can draw a smiley face, I don't know. I guess I can do some ears. There. I guess. Looks like a dog. But, I don't know. But I see, it looks pretty cool. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything, it's just decorating. Unless you're a really pro at it. Alright. I think that's pretty good. Oh, so the top. Now I guess I could do the bottom. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, so when you're done decorating, frosting will melt and will come off and it will not look too good. So you're going to put this straight back in the freezer. Make sure you have enough room in your fridge to where it doesn't touch like the part of your fridge or anything else. And it will be heavy, so make sure nothing in your way in your jump truck. Yes. Okay. So now what you're going to do is put away the tool or the stuff you used. Clean it off. Put the dye away. And yeah, make sure your dye is packed, like it's screwed on, or else it'll bleed through. Maybe ruin your cupboards. And these are some of the tools I can use. So these are cones. There's a kit for them, and here's a cleaner for them too as well, so in case you're done. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. And it takes time and practice too. Also, if you did get dye, you should wash that off too, or it can come off of water. So. Okay. Oh, my finger's blue, but that's okay. Alright, so now the cake's done. Now we gotta make food for dinner and watch some fireworks. So I'll come back later.